The majority of pet business owners who want things to be different a year from now are already making a huge mistake. And if you're making that mistake and you don't correct it starting today, then a year from now, you're going to be in the exact same spot as you are now. This is the Dog Sitter's House podcast. Welcome back to the Dog Sitter's House podcast and happy New Year. We made it to a new year, and hopefully this year it's going to be a new year, a new you, and a new business if that is what you are aiming for. So many pet business owners are living on a hope and a prayer that things will be different this year. You might be hoping that this year you'll finally figure out the right formula, the magic trick to working less while earning more, to taking time off regularly, to stop overbooking yourself constantly, and finally earning what you are worth. Yeah, how many times have you heard pet business owners, perhaps even yourself, say this at the beginning of each year, only to end up in the exact same spot the next year, underpaid and overworked? Promising your families it'll be better this year, that you'll have more time to spend with them, or trying to prove to your extended family that this is a good business and you can earn a good living doing it without having to give up your entire life for it. Now, there are tons of marketing strategies out there. There's work processes. There's information on how to hire the right people, who to hire, what to hire for. There's so much information of how to do step-by-step processes to help you with your goals of earning more and working less in your pet business. Except they all forget one thing. This one thing is kind of like the elephant in the room. And if you don't address the elephant in the room, then all those things that you learn and try to apply are not going to be nearly as effective as if you actually address the elephant in the room first. You see, and that's what most juggling dog sitters do or dog walkers do. They run around trying to find the most effective strategy, the best processes, but they never address the underlying obstacle that's really getting in the way. And like most challenges in life, anytime we look for solutions outside of ourselves, we're usually going down a path to nowhere, or worse, a path to more frustrations. It's like expecting your dog to stop barking at the mailman in order for you to find peace. Good luck with that. You and I both know that is an uphill battle and one that we rarely win. However, when you look inside yourself and you begin to address those things from the inside out, you actually begin to address the root cause of nearly all of your challenges, both business and personal. So today I'm going to talk about the number one thing that you can start working on in as quick as 5 minutes a day that is going to help you immensely help you achieve your goal of working less and earning more in your pet business. So if you had to guess what that one thing is, what do you think it would be? If you guessed your identity, you are correct. Our identity is the number one thing, the most prominent thing that our subconscious mind automatically adheres to on a regular daily basis, predicting our behavior based on the identity we hold of ourselves. Your brain is a prediction machine. Basically, all decisions, emotions, and actions are filtered through what your brain predicts what will happen next. And your identity is a forecast, not a truth. This is why most people never change after the age of 25. By then, their identity is fully formed and they never consciously change that identity. And that's why you're going to find people who are, in their 70s and 80s and still believe in the things they did when they were 20, still having the same hairdo, still wearing the same clothes. When researchers study imagination, they find that the brain uses the exact same neurons for your memory as it does for your future expectations. So, neurologically speaking, your future is treated like a memory you haven't lived yet. This is why expectations change behavior. Why somebody who is super confident and even overly optimistic usually does better in life versus someone who is overly pessimistic and lacking self confidence. Look at it in the sense that your identity is forecasting your future consequences because what you identify as, who you identify as, predicts your behavior. Your brain is literally choosing behaviors based on that forecast, based on that identity. This is why changing your future, changing your business is not about mantras or positive thinking or even willpower. It's actually about updating the brain's prediction, your identity. Nothing in the external world actually changes. It's just your brain choosing to select different behaviors once your identity shifts. It begins interpreting opportunities and events differently, which in return makes you behave differently, which in return causes different things to happen for you, different opportunities to come up for you. In behavioral science, it's called repatterning. So there's actually a term for this. The fact is, you have infinite possibilities for your future. And each one of those possibilities is attached to a different version of you that your brain can inhabit now. When you look at quantum mechanics, the future is never fixed. And this brings me to the tool that I wanted to discuss with you today that I mentioned earlier, that if you only do 5 minutes a day, it is going to be the most effective way to change your pet business this year. And that is the power of visualization. This is a neurological event when you do it. And it comes with measurable consequences. The circuits in your brain do not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined, what is vividly seen in your mind's eye. All it does is respond to patterns, making it so that a vividly imagined future can predict your future. Think about it. How many times have you had this vivid, lifelike dream that you woke up screaming in the middle of the night from because it was so lifelike, although it really wasn't real? Or how about a movie? Have you ever sat in a movie theater and, something scary or unexpected happens on the screen or goes boom and you flinch or you jump a foot high? It wasn't real, but your brain was responding to the visuals in front of it as if it was actually happening. One of my favorite little experiments is this. Let's close your eyes. If you're listening in a spot that you can close your eyes, or just listen to me speak if you can't. And imagine that you have a lemon, you're cutting it up on the chopboard, you cut it in half, and then you cut it in quarters. You got 4 quarters of a lemon. You take 1 quarter, you pick it up, and you stick it in your mouth, and you taste that. You just squeeze that lemon right onto your tongue. What is happening? Is your mouth watering? Did you make a face that you would normally make when you eat something sour? Because this should be happening if you really imagine biting into a lemon, because your brain does not know the difference of whether you really are or whether you aren't. And that is how powerful your brain is. Now, a lot of people, what they do wrong is that they're always imagining and envisioning and replaying all of the bad things, all of the negative things, all the things they don't want, all of the things that have gone wrong, all of the identities that they don't want to have anymore, all of the things that they don't like about themselves. And by doing this, they're constantly reinforcing all of the things that they don't want to continue happening. It's funny when, as a coach, I ask people, what do they want? They can't tell me what they want. But then I ask them, "What don't you want?" And they can give me a whole laundry list of things they don't want. So, what we naturally tend to do is focus on what we don't want, when really you want to spend time thinking about what you do want. Just take 5 minutes and start thinking about who you have to be in order to work less and earn more and have a nice, flowing, easy pet business that you actually love again this year. Are you going to be somebody who focuses more on what you can control versus what you can't? Are you going to be somebody who can let go of the things they can't control or mistakes they made? Maybe somebody who forgives themselves when they do make mistakes so that it's easier to let them go? Are you going to be more optimistic than pessimistic? Are you going to have the bravery to charge more, niche down, or even change your service from one thing to another, pivot your focus, your specialty? Think about who the person with the dream pet business is. Think about who they have to be in order to have that dream pet business and become that person. Write those characteristics down. Write down all of those things that you need to visualize for 5 minutes a day. Think about things like, are you a people pleaser? Are you going to stop saying yes when you really mean no more often? Are you going to actually say no when you have scheduled time off for yourself so that you can spend time with your family? Are you that person who will fill their cup first so they have more to give to others when the time is right? Do you see your new identity as somebody who's taking a course or hiring a coach to get you further, farther, and help you identify the things that are in your way? Think about it all in as much detail, vivid detail, as you possibly can. Write it down. Review what you wrote every day before you sit down, close your eyes, take deep breaths, and just for 5 minutes, even 3 minutes, if that's all you have, to sit there and imagine who you are running through each and every single day, what your days look like. When I was running around like a crazy person, working 15-hour days without a day off for 2 years straight, I got to the point where I started imagining what my days would look like every single day of the week, how I wanted to warp my current reality and change it to the new reality that I wanted. And I started imagining myself working Tuesday through Thursday for daycare, having people here to help me. So I'm not even doing it all by myself. I still can take time off those days. And I started imagining having less dogs here during the weekends, Friday through Monday. So I have more of a longer weekend to relax and to take time off. I imagined I was building my daycare business, my membership, so that I had more of a steady, predictable income and schedule so that I knew exactly how many dogs I could take, maximum, minimum, you name it, depending on how much money I wanted to bring in each month for boarding. So I could cut back on that boarding. I imagined all of this in detail, and I sit here now in front of you today living that vision that I had every single morning during my meditation. When you do this on a regular basis, you're going to see soon that you have new behaviors that pop up. You start doing things differently. Maybe you start thinking about things differently. Maybe you try new things. New opportunities are going to pop up before you. And instead of maybe the old you might just be super skeptical because, skepticism is a great excuse for not changing. So you might be very skeptical in the past, but the new you, the you that you have envisioned every single day, looks at it as opportunity, looks at it as growth, looks at it as something you have nothing to lose. And so you go for it. And these little changes in your behavior are just going to naturally begin to happen because you took the time 3 to 5 minutes a day to envision the new you so that you can reap the rewards of new consequences. If you are a struggling or juggling dog sitter or pet sitter or dog walker, whatever kind of pet business that you have, I highly recommend doing this right away. Just get started. It takes literally minutes to do. It's so simple and easy, and it has changed and rocked my world since I started implementing this tool. So, if you are a pet business owner who is ready to make this year your year and to change how you do business, to change the burnout, to change the crazy chaoticness, you want to earn more but work less, then implement this tool. And I promise you, before you know it, things will be changing for the better. If you like this episode, please remember to share it with another pet business owner. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let's do this year. We're going to be diving in deep on the inside a lot more often than the outside because we know that's where change begins. So until next time, happy tails to you.